Hello and welcome back to my channel of Welshman Reviews. Today I'm going to be doing my review for Shazam! Fury of the Gods. So I did see this on the weekend. I haven't had a bit of time to do my review, but it got me thinking a bit about it and some news that's just come out over social media and all that about some characters that wasn't allowed to come into these movies. So I will probably talk about that towards the end. It's not really going to be a spoiler review, but I probably will talk about the after credit scenes, which I don't think really is a spoiler, to be honest. They weren't the best, but we will talk about that towards the end. So the movie was directed by David S. Sandberg again, who did the original, the last Shazam movie, I should say. It is. Most of the characters from the last movie make a return, all the kids, and pretty much the adult versions of them as the superheroes as well. So obviously Zachary Levi is back as the adult Shazam, Asher Angel as Billy Batson, his younger counterpart, Jack Dylan Grazer as Freddie Freeman, Adam Brody as the adult version of him. It is, but we do get a couple of newbies in this, in the form of the antagonists of the movie, the villains, which is the great Helen Mirren, who plays Hespera, Lucy Liu, who plays Calypso, and Rachel Zegler, who plays Athena, who is not really a bad guy in it, really. She is kind of on both sides, it is, but yeah, the story centres on these. After the staff got broken in the last movie from the wizard, the magical barrier which allows these gods to come back, search for the staff, is broken. So they've come back looking for the staff, repairing it, so they can get their world back. Because the staff was built for their father, Atlas. And then after the humans and the wizards uprised against him because of his cruelty or something like that in the movie, they killed him and then kind of banished the sisters from having the power and that. So they're back for that. So that's one aspect of the movie. The other one then is obviously you got Shazam's family, who are superheroes in the city they're in. They're not very liked, to be honest, because they try their best to help and all that, but they do cause destruction. So I forgot the name they've been given for this, but it's not favourable on them. But then we have Zachary Levi, obviously Billy Batson and all that. He's a bit worried after the first movie, where it's more of him not wanting a family. In this one, he's more concerned about being left alone again and all that, because they say he's coming up to being 18 soon and all that, and his family's not going to be able to, his parents in the movie, his foster parents, I say, it's going to be hard to keeping him on and all that. So you get that little bit in this movie as well. Like I said, overall I was a bit disappointed with this movie. I think I walked out to this kind of pleased, saying yeah, it's not too bad. But after thinking and mulling it over for a few days now, it's not as good as the first movie. I think the first movie had a lot of comedy, don't get me wrong, but I think it balanced it better than this one. It was just full out comedy. Don't get me wrong, when I go into my likes and my dislikes, the comedy action is in my likes and a bit of my dislikes as well. It is, but yeah, not the best entry, and DC really are on a hit and miss right now and all, and they're in a really are, how can I say, if you follow the news and all that, they're under new management now, pretty much new head guy of the studio, which is James Gunn, who's trying to, not comparing it to Marvel, but Marvel have got Kevin Feige who's steering the ship, so it's not going all over the place. Unfortunately for the DCU, or the DCU now, universe, it's hopefully it'll have a bit of a steady ship now, so it does consistent work. But after, Black Adam was alright, but it's not a bad movie. This was hit and miss. This one was, yeah, they're not really doing that well right now, apart from obviously Batman that came out. The Batman was brilliant, but it's not in with these movies technically, so But yeah, I go into my likes and my dislikes. So first of all, I will do, this is a good and a bad. So CGI first of all. Some scenes in this are really good in the CGI, like Athena's powers is she can manipulate the surroundings around her. So she could be in one place and then move things around. She's in another. That's very good. We've seen it before in like Doctor Strange and other movies like that, like Inception, stuff like that. But yeah, pretty good CGI for that. I love the dragon in it as well. I thought that was really good CGI. Reminded me of if you played World of Warcraft, the Lich King, the dragon in that part of the story. Yeah, it reminded me of that. But some of the CGI is a bit wonky as well, especially the CGI suits with the humans' heads on it. Never looks right, and Marvel have had a problem with that since the end later Iron Man, or the Avengers ones for Iron Man and War Machine, etc. They don't look great together. But yeah, some good, some bad in that. I did like the comedy, as I said. It's in the bad as well because it didn't hit all the time, but I did laugh out loud quite a couple of times, especially the Freddy and the Wizard. They have a few scenes together in this movie, and I thought they worked perfectly off each other. They did. Really, there's some good laugh out loud moments. Unfortunately, it doesn't hit all the time and all. Like when you want the serious parts, I've seen it in loads of movies lately. I think I've complained about it in some reviews, where you have a good serious part and then a comedy moment breaks it up. So I was a bit disappointed. The action's really good. This is the one thing I think elevated is the only better thing than the first movie. Like the first movie, it had okay action, but the third act action in that movie was very poor in my eyes, and it was a very poor third act. In this one, it's a much better third act. You get a more of an emotional kick in this movie as well, with what Shazam does, Billy Batson does towards the end of the movie. But yeah, the action in this, I think, is miles better than the previous movie. And I got to give it up for the three gods. Unfortunately, didn't see enough of them with Helen Mirren, Lucy Liu and Rachel Zegler. But I thought they were excellent in the movie. Really, I was interested in their characters and all that, because Helen Mirren's character and Rachel Zegler's characters kind of just want like a seed that just brings their world back, you know, their garden that was lost to them. But Lucy Liu's character is like the full-on evil one out of the three, and she just wants to destroy humanity and make them pay for what they did to her and her family. So, but I really liked them, and that, yeah, it could have been developed a bit better, but I thought they were a very bright spot of this movie. And going into, that's my good. Going into my bad, like I said about the CGI, not using the other characters enough as well. This one pretty much centers pretty much on Billy Batson and Freddie Freeman again, just like the previous one. But after bringing in the other family members, they don't really bring it in that much. They do about one being gay in the movie and all that, and you do get a bit of a laugh towards the end where they're trying to bring out the secret and he comes out saying he's gay, but everyone knows it. They kind of just thrown things like that in the movie. It don't really mean anything in the movie. If it part of the story and its like thing, it would have been brilliant. But stuff like that, and then other characters, they're not really given enough, unfortunately, in this movie. I understand some of it because it is quite a lot of characters, and it's just trying to get a balance of them all, which obviously Freddie Freeman and Billy Batson are the two main ones, really. Also, with the family thing, there's one scene, and it's not really shown enough in the movie, of Billy Batson doesn't call his foster mother mum. Everyone else does in the family, apart from her. She's a little bit upset, but it's like, oh, give him a bit of time. He does say it at the end, but it's pretty much just like a two-scene thing, and it's like it doesn't build throughout the movie at all. So we missed a bit of that as well with the emotional side of this story. And I think everyone has the same... I know a lot of people have the same problem as me with the next one, is the grown-up Shazam. So the grown-up Billy Batson, Shazam, Zachary Levi, doesn't act the way the kid one acts. So it's an older character, but he acts more like a younger Freddie Freeman. And I think they had a problem with that in the first movie of Shazam. I think that was a similar problem. What didn't feel like it's the grown up character of the younger one. It weren't. But yeah, I think he acts more like a younger Freddie Freeman, or what Freddie Freeman in the movie, Jack Dylan Grazer character, acts in this movie. So that's always thrown me off with these movies a little bit as well. Nothing Zachary Levi, he does a good job of what he does. But yeah, it's just, they don't seem like the same character. Billy Batson and Shazam, the older version of him, just don't seem like the same characters. And the other bad thing for me is the two after credit scenes. Now, the first one is a hint at Justice Society of America. So obviously we saw them in Black Adam. Stories are coming out. How true these are, I'm not 100% sure. I'm not here to speculate on that. But Zachary Levi has put a thing on Instagram, and like, supposedly Black Adam and Hawkman were supposed to come in one of the first credit scene to bring him into the Justice Society of America. Supposedly The Rock blocked that. How much you want to believe that, I don't know, to be honest. But I've heard a lot of things where The Rock didn't want Shazam in the Black Adam movie. He wanted Superman instead. So it's part of me is believing it. But in this one, they kind of replaced them with two of the characters from the Suicide Squad and Waller's team. So I can't remember their characters' names, unfortunately, but it's the blonde girl who is going out with James Gunn in real life, and the big guy with the glasses. So they come to recruit them in this. And it's kind of a throwaway scene, like a comedy one. It weren't that good, to be honest. It's like Shazam's in the middle of nowhere, and they meet them there and all that. It's like totally away from what it felt like. That's an after credit scene for the first movie. It should have been, really. And then the second credit scene is pretty much a carbon copy of the first movie, where Mark Strong's in jail, but the little caterpillar, he comes back this time, and they just have a bit of a laugh. Or he's been gone for 2 years, and he goes, "Oh, I got something else to do," and all that, and he goes off again. So you run it off as a bit of a comedy moment. But yeah, I give this right down the middle out of 10. It's a 5 out of 10 for me. I can't give it a 6 on average. I did like the third act, and like I said, the gods in this. But I also have to say, and this ain't a spoiler because it's been in the TV spot, Wonder Woman cameo, absolutely shit, absolutely awful cameo, pointless and all. I'm not going to say why she's back, because I will be spoiling it, but she comes back and it's like a quick solution win for the situation, which was really bad, to be honest. And supposedly she wasn't there on set, because there's pictures going out of her body double in the movie, and it's like more of a deep fake on her face. Like I said, I'm not 100% sure on that, but I have seen some things on Twitter and stuff like that, behind the scenes stuff. But yeah, I give it a 5 out of 10. I'm gonna buy it because I'm collecting all the superhero movies and all that, and I've got all the other DC ones, and I will again. And it is having a very nice looking steelbook as well. I don't know if it's a Zavvi exclusive or not, but Shazam with the dragon on behind him on the front, and the sisters, the God Sisters on the back. Looks a very nice steelbook, so I'll definitely be getting that one. I will, but yeah, I don't recommend seeing this in the cinema, to be honest. Wait for it to come out on streaming, or wait for it to come out on physical media, and I kind of watch it that way, to be honest. I would, but yeah, I give it a 5 out of 10, and definitely one of the weaker entries of late in the DC universe. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment below, tell me what you thought of the movie, or what you're looking forward to for the DCU coming out, because they have got a few interesting projects coming out and all that, and the James Gunn and that, so looking forward to that. And if you'd like to see more videos, I guess, please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next time.